There's the new toy I've been working on for myself. For the other computer down, the X99. And we put up a dual Xeon machine. It's pretty much 100% new. Only thing we're using is the power supply. That's about it. And the other machine's going to be repurposed for something else at home. But for here, this is going to be the new guy. I got the new Thermaltake Core X9 chassis. I love it. It's pretty big, plenty of room. I may do some water cooling in there, put a 480 radiator up on top since it can take two up there. I mean, there's just so much room. But for now, I started with a pair of Noctua, what are they, NHU12S or DS or something coolers. They're doing just fine. They're silent, but I think the water cooling would just give it that edge to make it look pretty sweet. Kind of got my cables. They just kind of pass under it there and run over the everything. That's the one complication I had to pull out a couple extensions buried in a closet just because it's quite a distance away from some of my peripherals and stuff on the other end, because there's a 10-foot countertop. But it looks pretty sweet, I think. Did manage to scratch that plexiglass up right away. That stuff is extremely cheap ass, but that's being replaced soon. I should have my Foxside PC Geek being etched into a new sheet that will be replacing that one. And I think probably a little thicker and more heavy duty too, I would imagine. But in there we have two Xeons. They're the 2695 V3s, so the 14 cores, 28 threads, and then times 2 of course. So I have 28 cores and 56 threads. I definitely geek out when I look in Task Manager and see all that fun stuff going on in there, all them graphs and that. It is sweet. And then we have a GTX 980, which is stolen from the X99 computer that I put in there. We have a Samsung 950 Pro down in there. Here, let me take this side off here. So that nasty glare. Asus, the workstation board, it's the Z10PE-D16 WS. There's a D8 and a D16 model. I got the 16 because it has IPMI already built into it without needing an add-on card, and I do use that like in my server rack. Comes in handy to remotely turn the computer on, off, diagnostics. If it locks up for some reason, I can restart it remotely, shit like that. Remote desktop, all that good stuff. So I figured if I can get that, that's cool. It has 16 RAM slots as well, not that I need that, but hey, why not? With all 8 gig sticks, I can still reach 128 gigs. And speaking of memory, there's actually only 32 in it right now, so it's kind of gimped in dual channel because each CPU only has 2 8 gig sticks. But I kind of wanted to make sure this memory was going to work. I originally started with regular DDR4. I didn't think it'd work. Sure enough, it failed. I think it was a 61 postcode or something it kept getting stuck at, which said NVRAM error. Got the correct registered ECC memory and it fired right up. So I just need to get another kit for 64 gigs and quad channel, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know if you can see, there's the 950 Pro down in there. Thing is pretty beastly, 512 gigs. Then the GTX 980, like I said. I love this angle view, just because it looks neat, just being able to see the graphics cards and see the fan spinning, because normally you don't get to see that. We got all the drive bays down in the bottom. They're all empty, there's nothing in there. I really don't need much storage because it's all in the server rack. Pretty much everything is on there and it's all redundant and all that good stuff, so I really have minimal storage in here, just like before. There's a 500 gig Western Digital green that is in here. It's on the underside of the motherboard tray, so you can't even see it. That just has some games installed on it, because some games are retarded and it will not work over a network drive, which is the stupidest thing ever. because my network is actually faster than like that Western Digital green drive is. But I have it because some games will not allow it. In front, let's see, there's a 200mm fan. See if the light does anything here. Yeah, you can see it there. Everything is dead silent. You hear nothing at all. Even when I got it working, it still remains silent. So that I'm really loving. And yeah, I mean, there's just plenty of room inside there. And right here you can see I have the management port connected, that's the far left, and then a regular one next to it, and then I have a third one there, it's just not plugged in at the moment. And I have my 3 monitors connected with DisplayPort, and there's also a 120mm exhaust, which looks very tiny in the case, but it's actually not that small, it's pretty standard, I would say. And then I got my EVGA 1300 watt G2 down in the bottom there, which was carried over from the other machine. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much covered it, I believe. Thanks for watching.